Your ex will realize that breaking up with you was a mistake. Now the question is not if, the question is when. The question is not if, because if you're following my video, if you're listening to my advice, you're doing the right things, you're progressing, you're making yourself a better person. Now I'm going to explain you what happens in their mind and the process that they go through. We hear in a relationship, I will love you forever, we're going to get married. And we are reminded that it's sort of a moral contract with our partner. And out of the sudden they said, you know, let's break up, let's have a chat. And we think, why did you tell me that if now you're just thinking about breaking up? The thing is, things change in life. That's life. And so you have to understand that you too can change. You can accept a breakup. Because at the end of the day, all things can change. And during the breakup, your ex may realize it was a mistake because things can change. They can change opinion. Now you have to do the right things, to say the right things in order for them to realize it was a mistake. But this happens all the time. Especially if your relationship was good and the breakup wasn't awful. If your relationship was awful and the breakup was good, it's another story. Jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
I'd love you to be part of our community, so please subscribe to the channel. It helps also share my content to a broader audience. You can call me if you have any question about the topic. I'm more than happy to have a call with you. It's a 15-minute call. I left the link in the description. It's totally free. And I'd love to have a chat with you, to get to know you. And last but not least, I put together a quiz to know if you have any chance to get back with your ex. It takes 2 minutes to complete. Again, it's free. It's in the first comment. The link is in the first comment of the video. The release stage. Woo! That's how they feel. That's how they feel after a breakup. After a few weeks or months, they got the breakup they wanted. So think of it, third of the relationship they think about this breakup. And now it's on, they're single, they had what they wanted, they had what they planned, and they release the pressure, they calm down. Now, the question you have to ask yourself and be really honest with yourself. I can't really check if you're honest, but be honest with yourself. Did you extend this release period by being in touch with them? So the release period is when they feel like, okay, there is so much tension between us. There's so much, I feel hurt. For some reasons, maybe it's their fault, maybe it's your fault, I don't mind. That I need to be released of that pressure. And in order to be released of that pressure, I need to be alone. I need to not to hear about you, not to see you. So have you extended that period by contacting them? By breaking the radio silence? Did you let them have that space? So ask yourself that question, because anytime you enter their environment during that phase, you are extending that phase. So that phase is 2 to 10 days, depends, sometimes it's 2 or 3 weeks. But every time you get in touch with them, you're adding 7 days. So be really mindful, and that's why radio silence is very important, because you need to let them have this phase. Now, the trigger. They have been single, they discover that they are bored and that they need affection. We all need affection. They had relationships before, maybe you had relationships before. We all know we are sort of created to have kids. I mean, not have kids, but you know, it's in our DNA to eat, sleep, and have sex and reproduce ourselves, right? So we all need affection. It's a fundamental need. So they're gonna see whether they can lose you, because the best option to mate with someone is you, of course. And suddenly they're gonna start missing you. Depends. Is it 30 days, 2 months, 3 months? It depends on the situation. I don't know your situation. Again, if you want to ask me questions, more than happy to have a chat with you. They haven't had a message from you in a long time. That's the thing. One of the trigger is when they look at their phone, because sometimes they do. They look at their phone and they look at the text message and they scroll down, and because now you're at the bottom because you haven't texted them for a while because you're strong and did the radio silence properly. and they realize the last time they sent you a WhatsApp or a text was like 2 months ago, and you realize like, fuck, I really miss those time with him. I really miss those laughs, those, our discussions, everything we shared. I really miss, our, very long conversation, talking on the phone for hours. I really miss going to this place together. I really miss doing this activity with that person. This will really, really be strong. So that's the trigger. The return, this GIF is so stupid. They felt like models when they left you. They felt like, yeah, I got it. I'm the one in charge. I have the power. They think that they're attractive. They made the decision to break up with you. Hence, I'm better than you. No dumpers will admit that, but they feel like that. I've actually dumped people in the past because I'm not perfect. And you feel a bit superior when you do that. And you feel, it's true, a little bit sexy. You even make them feel good about it. So even, dumpers, quitters feels that way because it's their decision. So they won't come back begging. Also, in one of the misconceptions, we think that working really hard on ourselves, and it's great if you're working hard on yourself, if you're reading self-help books, if you're reading about psychology, if you have a counselor, if you're a therapist, if you have a coach, it's great, you're working on yourself and you're doing the right things. Now, will your ex come back to you saying, actually, you're right, I was wrong, let's get back together and have sex right now? It doesn't work like that, unfortunately. The one who leaves is very often pretty arrogant, a bit like a French guy. But they send what they do. Actually, I'm French, I'm not arrogant. They will send a message saying like, how are you doing? They won't send a message, sorry, I fucked up. Sorry, I was wrong. They'll send a message, how are you doing? What's up? Just to test the water, just to dip the toe into the water. Should I answer? Probably one of the most common questions I get on YouTube is, my ex contacted me, should I answer? I should actually do a video on this, but let's do a chapter on this. Alexis, you told me to stay in radio silence, so I stay in radio silence. The thing is, you shouldn't ignore the return because they're making that move. They may be sort of going against that fear. They think they're really brave. They think that they put their ego on the side by sending you that text. So don't be a simple person to get back. When you reply to that message, don't be just like, oh yeah, my God, you're writing me back. It worked. Let's get back together. No, you just keep the same intensity. How are you doing? I'm fine. I'm working on this. How are you? And you get into that conversation again. Sometimes you need your best mate to help you write those texts. Sometimes you need someone like myself to help you say the right things and also force you not to say the wrong things because it's quite a critical stage. The thing is, if you ignore them, it will kill the progress in winning them back. Okay, so be really careful. Of course, don't reply if you've been in radio silence for 2 days, but if after a few weeks of radio silence they message you, it is the time to get them back. You have to go with them without getting away. And yeah, think of it as an appetizer. You just give them the teaser, like just feed them bite by bite, take it easy. And I know it's very hard because there's a lot of emotions. We really want to rush into getting back to where we were. We want to rush in, kissing them, in having sex with them, in being intimate with them. And you shouldn't do that. Because if you are too keen, they'll push back. They'll be a bit scared. If you're too keen, you're not attractive. So find the right balance between being distant and being keen, i.e. be yourself. Be a normal person texting someone he wants to date. And sometimes it's hard to do, but that's the mindset you have to adopt. They feel fear. We love fear. You're scared. We need them to be scared as well. They made the mistake. They are afraid they will not succeed. And that's the whole point. So they're in a position where they depend on your decision. They are making that effort to speak with you, to get in touch with you. Now you've reversed the role. You have the good role. It's amazing now. You sort of have the power. Through radio silence, you've shown that you are no longer chasing them. You're no longer pursuing them. They are doing the work. Hence, you're getting back control. And that's the most difficult aspect of a breakup, is that we feel helpless. We feel, we out of control, not out of control. We feel we lost control. But in reality, with radio silence, we shift this and reclaim control. That's the word I was looking for. You are more attractive one now. We reverse the side. So they realized that the relationship was better than they thought. Looking back at those memories, looking at that anything you built together, plus you as a person being a new person, being a better version of yourself, having changed, maybe working on your shortcomings, they realized quickly enough that they fucked it up. They made a huge mistake. They probably made the biggest mistake of their life. And so what you have to do, don't be arrogant, just let them understand this gradually to the next level, little by little. And that's it. Easy, right? Any question, comment, bye.